Hi, today I'm gonna show you how to make this vest with pocket. Let's get started. Cast on multiple of 2. I made 220. This is front and back piece. I knitted it at the same time. And this project, you knit from bottom to top. Again, I knit around so you will connect both ends. Start rib row, repeat of knit 1, purl 1 until your desired length. Before you connect both ends, make sure it's not twisted. Also, after you connect it, make sure it's big enough. And if you don't want to knit around, you can knit separately as well. This project is totally customized. I made my rib about 2 inches. After rib, you can knit around until where the bottom of the pocket starts. I didn't want to make long vest, so I just knit only 3 round. But if you are making long type of the vest, you can knit more before the pocket starts. It's totally up to you. And when I was knitting around, I was making a plan in my head what kind of pocket you want, how wide or how tall, stuff like that. Making a plan when you're knitting. I made 220 cast on total, so divide by 2, the front piece should be 110. Then and I want wider pocket base, so I took 70 stitch. I count evenly from both ends and put 2 marks. And keep knitting until first marker. Once you hit first marker, you keep knitting, but you change the yarn and make sure you have to use different color of yarn. You know why later. I use green. It's easy to see. So just keep knitting 70 stitches or whatever you decide until actually second marker. Almost done. After you finish, remove the marker. Then now you put those 70 stitches, which is just green, transfer them back onto left needle. Don't wonder why I'm doing this. You will know later on why I'm doing this. Okay? So anyway, put all the stitches back onto the left needle. Then now you knit again with main color of yarn, which is dark gray. Just start knitting. Nothing happened. This is end of the pocket base. After this, you just keep knitting and knitting and knitting until where you want to stop for the pocket. So until, another word, until you hit the height of the pocket. For me, which is 5 inches from the bottom of the pocket. This is up to you. An important thing is when you're knitting, please count how many rows you knit around. Pocket planning. As I told you, 70 stitches at the bottom of the pocket, and I knit about 5 inches from there, which is 40 rows. And I was actually thinking I would like to decrease some stitches all the way to the top of the pocket, so it looks like the hoodie type of pocket. Maybe 40 stitches remain at the very top of the pocket. That's my idea. Let me explain one more time. That's the pocket bottom, 70 stitches. Then top part of the pocket, 40 stitches. Then slowly decrease. I want to make pocket like that, which means 15 stitches both ends. Slowly you have to decrease. Okay? Now it's a little bit scary, tricky, and fun part. You cut the bottom of the pocket line, which is green yarn. This is the reason why I told you to use different color of the yarn. And take that yarn out. Then you need 2 needles. For the one for the up and one for the bottom. You pick every single stitch, which is 70 for top and 70 for down. And you should use double point needle, or if it's 1 point needle, you have to make sure which side you will going to knit from in the next row. And if you hate doing this, you should use tapestry needle with the yarn, and this way it's much easier to pick the stitches. Then after that, use the needle to put them through it. That'll be easier. Make sure cut the different color of the yarn. Do not cut any other gray stitches. You ruin whole thing if you cut other stitches. After you pick all the stitches, make sure you count. Then next row will be right side facing to you, then knitting method. pocket row number 1, right side, you can use any color of yarn. You can use same color as main body. I use different color because it's much easier to see. I use green again. That's why I put the little line on in the rib. Anyway, so you knit 2 stitches, the bottom first, then up first, knitting 2 together like that. Again, you put right needle into bottom first and up next, then knit. Bottom, then up, knit, then 2 stitches down at the same time. After you knit those up and down 2 together, turn the work and you knit again until row 6. You don't want to, decrease the pocket right away. So I just knitted 6 row. Then now decreasing row number 1. Knit 1 and SSK. There we go. Then knit to last 3 stitch. Then last 3 stitch should be knit 2 together and knit 1. This is end of the decreasing row number 1. Last 3 stitch, knit 2 together, then knit 1. And turn the work. Wrong side, always knit 5, then purl until last 5 stitch. Then last 5 stitch should be knit 5. And repeat of pocket decrease 1 to pocket decrease 2, total of 15 times. And after decreasing row, all knit 6 rows. Finish with wrong side. Count pocket top stitches. Mine is 40 stitches, which means 110 stitches total, the body, minus 40 divided by 2 is 35. So from the beginning marker, knit 35 stitches with the main color. Then you knit up those 2 pocket and the body at the same time again. That's the 40 stitches marker. There you go. Now again, you will knit pocket and body 2 together. So you join those 2 together and make sure this time use the main yarn from the body, okay, not the pocket yarn. And this method is same as the last time. Just knit 2 together same time. This is very simple vest. I don't want to use too many decreasing or the increasing technique. It's pretty much straight, the vest. So this is actually great vest for kids. And this is actually for myself and nothing wrong with it because I made the big enough for me anyway. And I just finish attaching the pocket onto the body. After this, just keep knitting around and around until you hit the under the armpit. My measurement was 11.5 inches from the very bottom. That's where my armhole starts. And now you put some markers for dividing the armhole parts, neck part, shoulder part, so you kind of figured it out. I started from the beginning, count 15 and place the marker. That's the armhole curve. Then count 20 and place the marker. That's the shoulder. Then another 40 and place the marker. 40 is the neck whiteness. Let's make the armhole. I took 15 stitches for the armhole, which I decrease every single stitch, 15 stitches. Knit 1 to start, then SSK twice. Knit 1 first, then SSK twice, then knit to last 5 stitches. Then knit 2 together twice, then knit 1. This is for both front piece and back piece. Again, this is the customized vest. If you are making bigger size, you probably, adjust those numbers as well. You knit back piece and front piece separately, so you can finish front piece first, or you can do front piece and back piece at the same time, but you have to use different ball of yarn for back piece. And back piece, same method as front piece for now. After this, please follow my written instruction. I stop row 30, but if you want to make the big neckline, you can actually stop earlier. And after this, you will knit front piece and back piece completely separately. That way you're not gonna make any confusion. If you want to have the kind of skinnier shoulder part, you can do that, which means you have to decrease more for the armhole or neckline. So it's totally up to you, but before you start, you have to think how much you want to decrease and how thick you want for the shoulder. Stuff like that, you really have to make plan. My neckline starts at 16 inches from very bottom, and I was thinking maybe 3 more inches on top of it. So the length should be exactly what I want. In the center of the neck, I transfer 20 stitches onto stitch holder. So 10 stitches each side makes it total of 40 stitches. Do you remember I took 40 stitches for neck? So 10, 20, and 10. And those 10 stitches for both sides I will decrease with the next 14 rows. No decreasing for shoulder, so you just keep knitting for the shoulder part. And neck row 1, knit all the way down to the stitch holder part. Last 5 stitch, you do knit 2 together twice and knit 1. And transfer 20 stitches neck bottom onto the stitch holder. Please do not confuse one thing, which is right side and left sides. Think when you wear the sweater, which side is right, which side is left. Okay? Now, neck row 1, right side of your vest when you wear it. Knit 1 to start, then SSK twice, then knit until end. Make sure use different ball of yarn. This, please follow my written instruction. After row 20, you cast off for both shoulder. Then you are going to knit back piece. And you gotta remember where you stopped. Okay? And back piece, it's pretty much same as the front neck, but smaller curve. So please follow my instruction. Written instruction is enough, probably. After you cast off for the shoulder, you put them right side together and then sew the shoulder two together, front and back piece. Let's finish around the neck. First of all, you have to pick up the stitches, knit up around the neck, but you already have some stitches, which is keeping them on the stitch holder. And those stitches you just knit. Okay, so pick up the stitches where you don't have stitches. Then knit the stitches on the stitch holder, and should be multiple of 2, and knit around. Once you knit up around the neck, knit 1 round. Then repeat up, knit 1, purl 1. 6 rows or as many as you want. Then cast off. Cast off should be knit over knit stitch, purl over purl stitch. Neck is done. Now sleeves, shoulder or armhole, whatever. Same as neck, exactly same as neck. First of all, you knit up, and when you knit up, the right side of the sweater has to be facing you. Okay? So knit up around, and after knit up, you knit around once. Then start rib roll. That's about it. Enjoy knitting!